Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my...
Alright, picking up from last time, just a quick review that type 1 predators eat more as the prey goes up, so they have an ever-increasing consumption rate. Type 2 starts at a very high consumption rate when prey levels are low, and then they eventually level off. And type 3 has a slow start, and then increases exponentially, and then levels off. Okay, so a numerical response to change in predator numbers is demonstrated by the relationship between owls and these lemmings in Alaska. So there's one type of prey and one type of predator, which makes it easy to analyze. So when there are 1 to 5 lemmings per acre, the lowest amount, there aren't any owls because there aren't enough prey to support them. If there are 15 to 20, which is 4 times as many lemmings per acre, then there's enough for 4 breeding pairs of owls. And if there are 70 to 80 lemmings per acre, which is 4 times more again, then there are about 18 breeding pairs per square mile. So as the prey is more available, the better the predators will be able to reproduce. Okay, then we've got this guy, Halling, who decides to come up with a new approach to studying predator-prey relationships. So he says that we can separate predation into discrete measurable events. So you've got the search, the pursuit, and the handling times. Then, this allows us to come up with a basis with which to compare the individual alternative strategies. So he wants to calculate the efficiency of predators. Okay? And so the efficiency means how they're getting their food compared to how they're reproducing. If they're efficient, then they can produce more offspring from less time, less feeding, that kind of thing. So this led to the development of the optimal foraging theory, OFT, which I mentioned in a previous movie but did not explain. So the maximizing average net rate of energy intake. It's a notion based on the fact that predators should select items that give them the most net calories. So they can only work really hard to get something if it gives them a lot of calories. Otherwise, it won't be worth it. So this is based on the profitability of prey. So predators who don't maximize their average net rate of energy intake will probably die, and that's where natural selection comes in. So this profitability of prey is based on the content, the energy content of the prey versus the energy expended to get the prey. Okay. So MacArthur and Pianka in 1966 analyzed 2 major predator decisions using this approach. First, what to eat. So, if we look at this graph, this is the prey model. And so on the y-axis we have the time spent acquiring items, time or energy spent. And then on the bottom we have prey type. So we see that if search time is high, then pursuit time must be low. And then if pursuit time is high, search time must be low. So where these 2 lines intersect, which on this first graph is between 3 and 4, is is where it's the most optimal prey. So eating 4 items, since the x-axis is like number of prey types you're consuming, 4 is the most optimal because it minimizes your energy invested in getting prey. So it increases your net calorie intake. So item number 1 you don't want to eat because it takes too long to find it, and 6 you won't want to eat because it takes too long to pursue it. So a specialist would only feed on number 1 because a specialist needs to find that one kind of thing that it likes to eat. Particular item, and its pursuit time is low because it knows what it's looking for. It's an expert at eating this kind of food, so it doesn't have to take long to pursue it. But a generalist is more likely to eat number 6 because it's not that familiar with all of its prey because it has so many, so its pursuit time is likely higher and its search time is likely lower. So feeding on all 6, it's got that flexible diet, it eats lots of different things. So search time is down because it doesn't take as long to find something it can eat, but pursuit time is high because it's not an expert at eating that item. Alright, last page, guys, we're almost done. Okay, so, second, they took into account where to eat. Okay? So, there are these different patch types, and then you've got energy or time, travel time, hunting time. Okay? So, a habitat specialist, which would be number 1 on this graph, spends lots of time traveling because it needs to find that special habitat in which it lives, that one type of habitat, and if it exhausts that one habitat, it needs to go find another one. That's where your search time gets big. But it's an expert at hunting in that environment, so its hunting time is low. So since its travel time is high looking for that environment, but its hunting time is low, it makes out okay. Then we see that where these 2 lines intersect is 3 habitat types, which would optimize energy efficiency. So 3 different habitats is a good number to have. And then a habitat generalist would be like number 6. So its hunting time would be higher because it's not an expert in any one of the habitats. But its search, pursuit, and handling time, or its travel time, will be lower because since it can hunt in more environments, it'd be easier to find one of those environments. Okay, so if we look at this nice moose, we can see that it has an energy constraint, and it needs a certain amount of sodium, and it can only hold so much plants in its stomach, which is its rooming constraint. So where the 3 make a triangle, you need to figure out what proportion you need to eat. So his decision variables are diet choice and plant choice. His currency variable is measures effectiveness for calories or time spent. So constraints interfere with feeding, but they're a necessity. So without salt, this moose can't live, even though it needs a certain amount of salt, so it can't eat, certain types of plants. So terrestrial plants provide it with more calories, but aquatic plants provide it with more sodium. Now it needs both sodium and calories. So that's why eating one, you're not eating the other, so it inhibits the other, blah, blah, blah. So what proportion of terrestrial versus aquatic plants do you eat? That's where you look at where your energy constraint is, how much your stomach can hold, and how much sodium you need. Most grazing animals have trouble getting salt, so it's important for them to look at the 3 constraints: energy constraint, sodium constraint, and rooming constraint. And where they overlap is the proportion of plants you should eat. So there are different constraints on how predators eat. And that is all for our predator-prey lecture. I hope you remember your lab about the mooses and the wolves on Isle Royale up in Michigan. If you don't, that's probably okay too. Alright, good luck on your test.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. Mambo number 5. Jump up and down and move it all around. Shake your hand to the sound, put your hands on the ground. Take one step left and one step right. One to the front and one to the side. Clap your hands once and clap your hands twice. And if it looks like this, then you're doing it. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. The trumpet. Mambo number 5. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. I do all to fall in love with a girl like you, 'cause you can't run, you can't hide, you and me gonna touch the sky. Mambo number 5.